Hello, Libra. Welcome. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general briefing we've been dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel at Val53 Tarot. She's review as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Interesting. Oh, Libra. I say that, oh, Libra. There you are on the top of the deck. Oh, Libra. Interesting. What is that saying? To fall short of grace. I think it's a biblical reference. There's a Three of Swords. To fall short. What does that mean? When you think of like someone that like to fall with grace, it almost means kind of like, it feels like it's not necessarily like dramatic. It's just more kind of like, it's like a smooth fall. You could picture it that. It's like, whoa, the way that happened or the way that, okay. Even though it's unfortunate it happened, the way they did it though, kind of like not necessarily peacefully, it's just kind of like gracefully. Like, wow, okay. What is that between the two of you? So jumping into this. And then there's also the opposite of like not so gracefully. It's just kind of like, wow, you could have gone about that in such a different way, a different direction. You could have handled it in such a different way. Just, lacking that energy. But anyways, whatever this is, I mean, this is kind of like, unfortunately, goodness gracious. I don't understand like why they emphasize like whatever this dynamic or situation circumstances are, they are holding on to this thing with a death grip. It is what it is. What is that about the dynamic though that is just eating them alive? And that's what I'm talking about. What is that that's eating them alive? If you look at the little skeleton, it's not like a little baby, cherub or cherub angel. No, it's a skeleton. That right there, written on the heart, means sex demon. But starving, once again, like starving. I don't understand that. Like mental starvation. What is that about you or about the connection? They just point blank outright refuse to just leave it be. Just let it go. Just kind of move past this. I don't know what that is. It's just whatever that is about, specifically the dynamic. I mean, it is really eating at them. And I mean eating them alive, eating them. Like what do they call that? You're looking like a bag of bones. Eat a cheeseburger, have some pizza or something. You're looking a little slim there, that they say. When something like that, usually there's two types of individuals. Actually, there's three. Some people, when something's eaten at them, they eat more. They eat more food. They ingest more. Then there's those that I can't eat at all because something's eaten at them. Then there's those that it's like, I know I got to eat something. And so they kind of eat bare minimal. You know, what's eating at you? You can kind of say the same thing, whether someone is like super big or super tiny. What's eating at you? Something's eating at you. I don't understand that. What does it have to do with you personally, Cross Watcher? I don't understand this. I don't understand that. You're showing me differences here. You're showing me specifics within the dynamic. I'm not understanding how. I don't understand how you kind of. What's math today? I don't understand how you get this, and then it turns into that. Like, how does that, in a sense, reflect upon you, Cross Watcher? There's the tower. I mean, damn. That just kind of lets you know that like something is there. I mean, geez. Do they have good bones or do they got bad bones? Something there is not as it should be. Something's there that shouldn't be there. That's what I kind of like. What do you, in other words, what are you doing that you shouldn't be doing? Was it a situation of like, I wouldn't eat that if I were you? I wouldn't drink that if I were you. I wouldn't choose that if I were you. I wouldn't go there if I were you. What is that? I mean, there's death. I wouldn't play around with that energy if I were you. At least eat something. Eat something. Jeez Louise. Have you ever seen like one of those skinny, frazzled cats? Like where they say if you could feel their rib cage, they're underfed. You wonder why they're like, a ball of energy, and they're just very kind of like timid and very like they can't sit still because they feel everything so sensitively, but they're lacking the groundedness because they're an animal. They have 4 legs. They're supposed to be grounded. They're lacking the groundedness that they need for their nature. Goodness gracious. That means there's something there that they want. There's something there, unfortunately, Libra, there's something there that they're starving for from you. I don't know what that is they feel like you can feed them with or nourish them with. What is that? They're starving, Libra, but what are they starving for? There's Libra. They're starving for Libra. Oh my gosh. Don't starve yourself for Libra. Eat something. What is that? The thought of Libra consumes me, so I haven't eaten anything in a week. It's like not a good idea. I mean, you will lose weight, but not a good idea. by the end of that week, it's sort of like, well, depending on where you're at, you'll be malnourished and you won't be able to think straight. And it's kind of like, where are you coming from? I don't know. There we go. You're emphasizing what you're starving for there, Crosswatcher. I mean, hey, at least you're direct with it. Now we're getting somewhere. Why don't you just go tell Libra that? There you go. Go tell Libra that. You ever heard the words, you've heard people say like the words, I love you. Have you ever told someone the words, I want you? It's like, it's just, it is what it is. You got to be able to communicate and talk. There you go. It is what it is. It is what it is, Crosswatcher. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, they're just emphasizing they are all about you, Libra, all about you, all for you. Jeez. Interesting. Excuse me. Yeah, that's interesting. That's timing. It comes down to timing, Crosswatcher. You have to be able to open up and express to Libra what it is you want in order to get what you want, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because you're kind of trying to go about this in a roundabout way to where it's like, I don't want to speak up. I don't want to say anything. It's like, why not? Just say something. Just say something. Just speak up. You might be pleasantly surprised. I don't know what the difficulty is opening up, but it's almost kind of like when it gets in that, because they're like fine. When they do get to that point of like realizing like, oh, what do I want? There's something there you want, but why is it kind of like this timid? Like I said, why is it like this timid energy with Libra, where just telling Libra point blank what you want? And it's almost like they have to kind of work through their own process of like, this is what I want. This is what I'm into. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm craving. This is what I'm starving for. Whatever it is. I'm just using that as an example because over here, you're showing me like slim pickings and bare bones. And it's eating at you. Your craving is your craving. Your desire is your desire. I mean, clearly you're close enough with Libra to communicate it over here, so maybe that's just all it is. And then just kind of see where it goes from there. Bye.